Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Sexual Wild, a.k.a. Chase Bird, and I am the host of the BYRDCAGE show. Presentation?
Episode 13.
14.
Oh, I stayed correct.
Yeah.
Oh, we rolling them out. We rolling them out.
This is 14. This is episode 14.
Y'all popping.
Yes, sir. We trying. And today, special guest today, my guy, John Patterson, you know what I'm saying? One of my assistant coaches at West Tech. I believe this is our third year together. We didn't have a season last year, but it's still our third year together. And Penns Grove, right? Yes. Coaching, started out Penns Grove. South Jersey Titans, currently. AUIs, you know what I'm saying? And you know, today we're going to be talking about assistant coaches and you know, things of that nature. So, you know, I had to have you on for this one and whatnot. And
appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome.
I'm John Patterson. Like I said, he, you know, gave the intro. You know, assistant coach. I've been coaching for about 6 years now, and still learning.
Hey, me too.
Right.
You never stop learning. A good coach never stops learning. You can never get to a point as a coach, I don't care, assistant, head coach, whatever it is. If you ever get to a point where you say, I can't learn nothing else, then
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah,
you
they
know how
say
to
that,
stop coaching.
You know, coaching basketball is a class that you would never graduate from.
Exactly. That's a good. He's dropping gems already.
Trying to take my
He's trying to take his spot.
This right here.
He's trying to take his segment.
First of all, sir, let's be clear. All right? This is cousin Tracey's seat. So don't be dropping gems. Think you're going to bounce on over here.
Nah, yo, this y'all space.
And I work for cheap labor. I'm
right.
just the pizza queen. By the way, subscribe, get the notifications.
Please do.
So you can comment about the fact that he ain't bought no pizza in 4 weeks.
I do.
Hey, listen,
14 episodes, he bought one pizza. I'm sorry, let's get back to the topic.
I knew it was coming. But today, we're going to be talking about assistant coaches. I'm saying, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Coach on, just so he can talk about his experience a little bit. You know, on this platform, you know, we talk about basketball for the most part, but it kind of goes with all sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But since he's my basketball assistant coach, where we're going to specifically probably be talking about basketball in this episode, but this is just good for parents, other coaches, student athletes, just to hear the stories of assistant coaches and
what their role is.
And what their role is.
Because
very important too.
Of course, those that do know or watch, I've assistant coached a couple times, few times. So, you know, it's good to understand as a parent, as an athlete, what the role of assistant coach is, what role they play with the head coach. I believe the assistant coach is very important because they have more dialogue with the player. The coach will give the players or the team an assignment, and if an athlete can't pick up the concept, the assistant coach then steps in and has more of the one-on-one with the athlete. I believe the role of an assistant coach is very important.
And I'm gonna let you speak on it, John, in a minute. But I know, you know, it's super important. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first became a head basketball coach, you know what I'm saying? I think this will be my 12th year as a head basketball coach.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Seventh here at West Tech. But when I when I first started out, I mean, just because I didn't know. I mean, of course, I started as an assistant, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But when I first got the head coaching position, I was kind of just like hiring my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I really didn't care about your basketball resume. Like, yo, dude, what you doing? You want to come coach? But doing that, nothing was taken off my plate. Like, I had to do everything.
Right.
Like, even game time. I'm like, yo, what y'all got? What I got ain't working. What y'all got? They like, what you, like, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, I ain't never played basketball, coach. What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? So having assistants, your staff, you know what I'm saying, super duper important. So all my assistants, coaches out there, I don't know what your aspirations are, but if you're an assistant coach right now, your role is super, super major, super important to the success of the program, to the success of the head coach. You know what I mean? We might have the title and all
to the
that,
excess of the athlete.
to the excess of the student athlete.
That's
you know what
what's
I'm saying?
key.
Because like I said, when I say taking things off my plate as a head coach, especially in high school, we're talking about high school, it's so much outside of basketball that people don't see.
Right.
You're dealing with your kids' grades. You're dealing with teachers
Environments,
calling you. You're dealing with home environments. You're
and
dealing
the assistant
with
coach
so
kind of
much.
buffers that.
Exactly.
The assistant coach is the one who, if a kid is having challenges, the assistant coach
they can
step in
right,
and navigate through that, take care of that.
More one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like we, of course,
'Cause, like,
head coach, we got one-on-one.
Of course,
but
teachers are going to call the head coach, yo,
Right.
this kid missed class, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Head coaches usually be like, yo, check out and see what John doing.
Right.
So
right.
you more
right.
the players coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's
Right.
what assistants, in my opinion, they should really be the players coach.
Right.
Because like you said, you got so much on your plate. You're dealing with so many things. As for even with basketball and off the court things.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes it's really good to have the assistant to alleviate everything.
Right.
It can be as simple as just a phone call or a text message, and like that's one of the roles that an assistant should bring.
Right.
Just like I said, just taking this, like you said, taking everything off the plate and having just the proper balance.
Right.
One thing that we joke about it on staff. He's in his 50s. Still a young guy.
It's all good. They know. They know. We don't. Okay.
I
got a couple more months.
Okay.
I'm 30.
Right.
About to be 30. So it's like, you got the old school and you got the more modern day coach.
Right.
I like to consider myself modern day with old school tendencies.
True.
But there are things that I'll understand more from a kid's standpoint than they will.
Mm-hmm.
And I can relate to it.
Do you show the example of the drills? Because I know we
Yeah,
We telling them how to do the
exactly.
drills.
That's what we got him for.
So I was about to say, so it's like
when I had Antoine, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Run that drill,
like,
show 'em how to do
show
that
'em how to do
drill.
that.
yeah, man, you got vocals and visuals. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for the visuals. Yeah, I can still lace the sneakers up from
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
to
right,
time.
you
and
guys-
get
He
out
was playing
there.
the other day.
Yeah.
Workouts on Thursday. He was out there.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
can't go
saying?
as
So-
hard, you know what I'm saying, like I want to, but yeah, like I said, it's. I think our staff has the proper balance. Like I said, you got the old school coach, you got the modern day coach, and
I agree.
like I said, it's good when we coincide.
I have a question for you. As an assistant coach, do you find yourself interacting with the parents at any point?
Yes. In the very beginning, we'll talk to the parents, converse with them about our expectations, about what we want from the student athletes, and we'll offer their numbers just in case that if he's unavailable, I'll be available. And I think that's definitely one of the roles that of an assistant. You need to be able to communicate with the parents, and not just communicate, but communicate well, so that if there is a problem, you can just alleviate.
Because if you think about it, and this goes back to the importance of having good assistant coaches on your staff, I mean, they're an extension of Coach Bird.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't have him reaching out to the parents or something and, he's acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be, parents gotta feel as though when they're talking to my assistants that, you know what I'm saying, like, they're talking to Coach Bird.
The issue's
I
going to be
understand
resolved.
It's going to be
right.
resolved.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, if they have to get to me, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to talk to them. But, you know what I'm saying? I trust these guys to
handle the small stuff, because
right,
you need to work on the strategies and game day. Right, you need to work on strategies, game day, college, and all that other stuff. So I get that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, how is? I'm gonna get personal. How is Coach Bird? You as an assistant coach to Coach Bird, how important do you think your relationship is with him? Like, do you guys communicate outside of the gym?
Yes, 100%. And I think that's very crucial, not only to us as a staff, but to my development as a coach. I think that a head coach, obviously, it's everything's about the players.
Right.
But one of the things is understand that, with Bird, he wants to see us elevate and progress. And, and that's why I have so much respect for him. And even the other coaches on our staff, like Jeff, Antoine, they also invest their time into me, into making sure that I'm the best coach that I can be. Because not only do you have to be valuable as an assistant, but like I said, all those values that you put into the staff and to the culture of the program, you can take that somewhere else and be successful.
So ultimately, your goal is to be a head coach?
Yes.
Okay. Has that always been your goal, or is it just something you?
Well, not always. I just really got into coaching like 6 years ago. I'll never forget him, Abner Mendoza. He was my professor at Rome University, where I graduated from. And I was going there for sports broadcasting. I was going to be, an anchor. You know what I'm saying? Next Stephen A. Smith out there.
Stephen A. You know what I'm
saying? But he came up to me and was like, "Yo, man, I got a little basketball team. I'd love for you to come and help us out." And I never thought about it. Like I said, I played basketball and just for fun, but never coaching. So I fell in love with it day one, and I knew that, not also do I have a passion for the game, but to me, there has to be a passion and a purpose. Your passion is coaching, teaching, and the game of basketball, but your purpose is those kids and trying to get the best out of them as far as academically and just being amazing young men or women, whichever gender you teach.
So I don't know who you were as a student, and I do know you're an assistant coach to Coach Bird, and I'm just going to say this right now. I like your energy. Like, I really like your energy.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the coach wearing off on you, but what I do know is.
I said,
that's it.
Let me listen. Let me let you finish.
I don't know if it's the coach wearing off on you, but I just like, what you're saying. I like your energy, and you're absolutely correct, because you really have to feed into and pour into the kids, because the ultimate goal is their success, 100%. Right? It's not about your position, more so about their success and what you bring to help them elevate as players.
Before you get into, and let me tell you this, and you're going to like his energy even more. Like I said, this is our third year together. Stuff we needed to do. He's been a volunteer. This will be the first year on staff that, he's getting paid to do this. Yeah. So the energy, that he's showing and the energy that he has, he's been volunteering.
For free.
You know what I'm saying?
And I even like it more. I coached
what I'm saying?
On and off for a lot of years. I was assistant on and off for a lot of years. I was a police officer, so head coaching wasn't something I can actually do. Plus, credential-wise, some things that hold you back, some little hiccups, right? Yeah. So the last couple years when I was assistant coach to shout out to Anitra Pope, assistant coach.
She just had a birthday too.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy belated birthday, Anitra. To Anitra Pope, who was Camden High's girls basketball coach. Okay. She asked me to come in, and of course, they didn't pay me. I came in as a volunteer. I was there for the girls, right? So I was the So she was, strategic. She does a thing. She's motherly. I'm motherly, but I'm the yelling mom. Like, I'm the yeller. Like, I'm the one that they be like, take her down there and get her to work on backboard move. So I'm the one that's hitting it.
I got the pad out.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way, man. We gotta listen. We gotta go physical. Even a couple years ago, like we gotta go physical. I'm like, yo, listen. If you can move me,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like you can move anybody.
So like I kind of knew what my role was. My role was like the girls were out of shape. She was like, I need you to get them in shape. So I knew my role was Saturday mornings, everybody show up, we running 4-mile loop. These young kids didn't know what that was.
Right.
I broke them in quick. And guess what I did? I drove and watched them run. I drove. I ain't running with y'all. Back in the day with it. But my thing is, so as an assistant coach, you do know what your role is. 100%. And I just like your energy, because it seems like you're embracing what it is and you're buying into. And that's the key. Right? The key is buying in. As assistant coaches, you got to buy into what the head coach is selling. As a student athlete, you got to buy in to what. If you got kids that buy in to you as a coach, they all in. Yeah, once the kids is all in, the system works. The system works. System works.
That's it.
Once you can get them all in, but
that's definitely. And one thing, when you asked him, your aspirations to being a head coach, and you were saying how we you know, we try to put into you, you know what I'm saying, just to help you better your craft, you know what I'm saying? And that's my whole goal. Like, I want to have a coaching tree, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not that coach that's like, you're aspiring to be a head coach and you can't be on my staff. You know what I mean? I'm not that head coach that's just trying to hold all my assistants to be assistants forever. You know what I'm saying? Like Briggs, head coaching job. Antoine, going to be a head coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pump them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you get down with Coach Bird, you're probably going to be a head coach if that's what you want to do.
Your homeboy is
you know
the head coach of the girls at Wilson.
Parker.
Yeah.
Who coached for me when we was at Canada High.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, coaching tree. Like, just have, you know what I'm saying? Like just how you aspire to be a head coach, I aspire and I'm inspired to develop head coaches and just have good head coaches out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep, he coached for me. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think I had something to do with him being a good head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I like
pass the torch. You got to pass the torch.
Going back
I like that.
to what Tracey says about your role and everything, I had to, and I want people to understand that I had to, in a way, digress. Not necessarily digress, but learn how to embrace that role. And this is why I want to tell, like, I'm technically still a young rising coach. I didn't start out normal like most people did. Most people start out as assistants. I started out as a head coach. So Penns Grove Middle School for 3 years, I'm the head coach. And then even the Titans, when I got the young bulls, I'm the head coach. So I was so used to being the guy that people listen to, but I never been the guy that listened.
Right.
So like now, like, you know, seeing what I do at West Tech, it's like, okay, now I got to take a step back and just listen. And
perfect the technique. You got to perfect the technique, right? Got to perfect the technique, and that's key. Just being able to absorb.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're underneath, and believe me, I am not saying this because he's my cousin. But you're underneath.
And she's not lying.
Those that are watching knows I'm not saying this because he's my cousin. I've watched him take programs that were not stellar programs and turn them into Group 3, Group 2 champions. You know what I'm saying? Programs that wasn't no fans in the stands. He coaches, and then the stands is filled again. So if you can just underneath of his tutelage learn and understand, and you know what I'm saying, just grasp the game, I see you going far. I really do. But do you have a preference? Girls, boys, little kids, big kids? You ever?
No, I really don't. At one point, I guess in a way, my ultimate goal is to coach college.
Right.
But you know, not to get too religious, but if you know God has a path for me and says that, hey, listen, maybe your goal is just to develop kids from 5th through 8th, then I'm doing it. Like even today, like I was, you know, training somebody from my 7th grade team, and then I got a little team together for like a little summer league that I wanted to put together, just to kind of give myself more of a organizational, you know, kind of setting up an organization, kind of practice for doing that. If I wanted to, like, you know, do my own AAU program, rec league. So I kind of put together a little team. We had our first practice today. So like to me, I love development. You know, I love that. Like obviously in high school it's different. Like, you know, you're still developing, but those kids, you know, they're a little bit more advanced, so the development is a little bit more different. And at the end of the day, like I'm an open book, and I'm trying to just, like I said, absorb everything that I can, because, you know, even Bob Hurley said this, like, you know, the better student you are, the better teacher you can be for the kids and everything.
So what do you think is a good quality of a good assistant coach? Like, what do you think an assistant coach kind of needs to be? What does a person need to be assistant coach? This is why I say that before you answer the question. We talked a lot about getting people to come out and volunteer for Pop Warner. And then a lot of people don't understand, sometimes even on the high school level, you'll see a bunch of coaches on the bench. Not everybody's getting paid. Some people are really volunteers. So, like, what do you think of the qualities of a person that's looking to be an assistant coach?
You just gotta love what you do. I love what I do.
And that's true.
I love what I do. Like, I want you to know that, like, even when I was in Penns Grove for 3 years, I did it for free. I volunteered 3 years as a head coach. I drove from Willingboro to Penns Grove 3 to 4 days a week, which is like 40 miles down 295. So I'm essentially driving an hour and a half for 1 day. You know, I'm doing that 4 days a week just to coach for 3 years, and I didn't get paid a dime. And just the biggest satisfaction I get is just the relationship that I build with those kids. I see what those kids are doing right now, and it's absolutely amazing. But I think, like I said, the value is, I think, number one, you gotta love what you do, and secondly, the work ethic. Right. You gotta have great work ethic. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say this to you, and in your words, not to be religious, but just know that you're going to be blessed, right?
No, you definitely.
You know what I mean? When you're blessing others, you too shall be blessed, right? And your day's going to come, that door's going to open, and just be prepared and ready to walk through it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You did your volunteering, you did your time, now you're an assistant coach. Hopefully, cuz get that check cut.
Oh, it's getting
cut.
You
know what I mean? Ain't nobody playing with West Tech.
Video,
ain't nobody playing with West Tech. Cut that check.
But realistically, though, even if it isn't, I'm still going to be
I know, I'm just messing with you.
If it is, I'm
but
still gonna be there.
It always does your heart well when you get that half season and then in season, those two checks. I don't know how they.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Well, at one school I coached, it was like midway, and then in. And it always good, like right before Christmas when you get a little little something. Then the end, you get a little something. You know what I mean? You do a little thing in the summertime, get a little something. You know what I mean? But long story short, just know that, you keep putting in the work and you keep putting in the energy. And when you put in what you get out, you get back what you put in.
Right. Yeah, he says that all the time.
Yeah, you get.
Whatever you put into it.
Yeah, it's because we was raised.
Yeah, that's it.
And I just said that to my kids the other day, man. Like when I'm training, I said, "Yo, listen, if you only training, when you're with me 2 days a week, it doesn't mean anything."
Right.
More importantly, if you play like you practice, right? So if you practicing on 50%, you only gonna play 50% right. So you have to.
Because as much as kids like to think you can just turn the switch on game day.
Yo, John Wooden said it best. Like, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Exactly. And I will say this, cousin, before we wrap this up and get out of here. I'm glad I brought John on staff. You know what I'm saying? Even as a volunteer, and I'm happy that I'm able to help out some small financials. You know what I'm saying?
His pockets.
I'm not saying we making buku money, but
help his pockets.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that we decided to bring him on because, like you said, he has the qualities needed to be a great coach. He cares about the kids. He cares about the program. He's willing to listen. He's willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? And
sometimes
that's good. Well, yeah,
I can be hard-headed as shit.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, true. But it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though. You know
prior to us beginning the taping, I heard a little conversation, and I'm glad that the hiccup didn't prevent you from bringing him on.
Right.
I like his energy. The little hiccup. Didn't.
I'm just going to say this without saying it. We're just talking about the interview we had when we brought him on side. That's all.
John clearly wasn't the stellar interviewee.
Just a little speed bump. Not major.
He was not the stellar interviewee.
But this is why I say everything comes full circle, like, and I guess, like, even to the advice I give to the young coaches, man, it's like, yo, like, even the rising coaches, volunteer, do everything that you can do, reach out to people. I've worked basketball camps, I've attended the clinics, I've sent all the emails. I'm the one that, wanted to go grab things. So how I met Jeff, who's the assistant right now.
And we had Jeff on. Jeff Burke.
We had Jeff Burke.
One of my other assistants.
So
who also volunteers for me, you know what I'm saying?
So me just let's just start out. Me just going to college and me just having a conversation with a professor led me to coaching. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to walk into that class and, hey, professor, how you doing? I could have just walked in, sat down, but just me being the social person that I am, spoke to him, which led to a conversation about coaching, which led to me getting the Penns Grove job. Was there for 3 years. I said, you know what? I want to coach AAU. All I did was go on the internet and Google, hey, local AAU teams, South Georgia Titans pop up. My interview with the Titans was with Jeff. So Jeff saw, how I wanted to, transcend. I saw the application for West Hampton Tech. And I said, yo, Jeff, man, I just applied for the, job and everything, got the interview. hiccup with the interview. But I also feel like, you know, with the connections that I had with Jeff, you know, I don't know if Jeff put in a good word, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, he was part of the reason why I was able to get on staff as a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think coaching is in you? Like, do you feel like a burn to educate and to instruct and to pour into kids? Like, do you feel that, or did coaching just happen for you?
I think, if I'm being honest, coaching really just happened for me. But then learning what it takes to be a good coach, it's not even about coaching. It's just about the kids being on top. Like, they're the purpose. You know, if I can impact a kid, because all it takes is just one person just to impact somebody's life. And that makes me feel good.
And it's crazy that you say that, because I think I'm a horrible coach. I think I'm terrible as a coach. No, I'm serious. I really do. Always have, right? But what I do know is the discipline that I instill upon the young ladies has changed a lot of their lives, right? And to see them as mothers, to see them as wives, and to hear them say, Coach, you said something to me in practice when I was in 9th, 10th grade that made me every day wake up to be a better mom for my kids. Right. For me, I'm like, you bet. Exactly. So I'm gonna, because I always drop a gem or two, and I'm gonna say this. When you die, it doesn't matter what you drove, where you live, what your job was, or how much money you have. The only thing that matters is if you change the life of a child. That's it, that's all.
Drop the mic on that one. Drop the mic on that one. Mic drop.
That's it.
So, we're going to leave it right there. To everybody watching, again, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when these episodes are dropping. The new ones drop every Monday night at 8. You know what I'm saying? All the past episodes are up on, you know, our web page, on YouTube page. So, you know, you can hop on there and see what you missed. And, you know, for those that have liked, subscribed, and all that, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Please comment about me not getting paid through the food service industry. Ricardo's, shout out to Ricardo's Pizza, just in case he wants to pick up one for next week. Shout out to Ricardo's on River Road. Pizza's amazing.
You talking about Carl's in the borough?
No, right here on River Road, in the hood.
You gotta go
message received.
28 River Road.
Message received. But John, before we get out of here, just give you shout outs, let the people know, you know what I'm saying? Tell them about your, you know, you starting out with your training situation and all that. Just give them a shout out.
Oh man.
Let them know what's up.
Plug.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram _JPat, and yeah, we'll talk, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You got a kid that wants to work out, wants to get better, you know, hey, send them my way, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do, just get them better. That's all.
Okay, so clearly he's very humble. I think his Instagram was _JPat.
Yeah. And it'll be up on the screen.
So follow him.
Like him. Add him.
Add him as a friend. Follow him, something.
Good guy right here.
All right. I'm going to say thanks for watching us. Again, like, subscribe, get your notifications. Shout out to my crew. They know who they are. And peace and hair grease.
True indeed. Hey, that's another one down. Episode 14. Of course, cousin, you know I love the death out of you, and I just, again, appreciate you doing this and making the BYRDCAGE a little bit more special. add your flavor to that thing. So it all works.
It all works. I am a bird. For those that want to know the correlation, I'm a bird by blood. I'm a bird.
It's not just cousin Tracey.
Yeah, I'm a bird. I'm a bird.
Yes.
Genetically, I'm a bird.
We are genetically tied to the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but on that note, I'm Sexuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, the host of the BYRDCAGE show. We'll talk to you soon.
It was a stone groove, my man.
That's the signal. Let's go.